I wanted to finish the last tape, and all I'm going to say, if anybody wants to go back and check it out, I'll try to put the same title. I was kidnapped, and my name is Margaret Ann Windsor, in 1941, and brought to Moulton, Alabama, and given the name of a twin, Peggy Ann Dempsey, and I married a Childers. The real Peggy, the twins were murdered by their mother. So they stole my identity and dropped me off there in a pigsty. And it was a horrible place. And later I wrote a book on mind control in 76 to 80. Had antifreeze put in the April Fool's Day because it's a joke that America can kidnap a monarch and install their own, the Rothschilds, the New World Order, Illuminati, and my own Uncle George. And the end there was George's wife, Elizabeth's mother, who's called the Queen Mom, who's a traitor and a killer, the Rothschilds. She's kin to the Rothschilds of the Bilderbergers, all that. Anyway, the New World Order, Freemasons. Now then, this has been carried out. My life has been a living hell with every right anybody could think about. Inhumane assault, everything done to me. And no one is paid. They've flourished in money and everything. And they've used chemicals on me the last years. I'm allergic to chemicals, I'll say that, because it's horrible, and I'm dying. There's no way I can live unless I'm out of here. And I'm not sure then how much time have I got left. I'm allergic to chemicals, and when I'm force-fed them, like if I get a place to live, it's small, I don't have much money, I'm run from it from place to place, and I keep quoting Carl Barton, state trooper, retired, who said, his wife said, that's how we run you, using chemicals. Well, I knew it, but my word's been made no good. So over the years, my kidneys, my lungs, everything is deteriorated, my liver, and now then, my lifestyle is hell. I've been in here just trying to have a place to live, and it's been soaked, and there's nowhere to go with it. You don't talk with the owners, you don't, because the law enforcement I'm talking about gets things on them. And part of the time they don't even have to. They would go along with to get them to do what they're doing to me. They drop charges or this hand, anyway. Obviously, I'm up, and I've been up all night because I've been rolling in here because I'm so sick. And it's really bad stuff. You inhale it, and you either leave or you suffer the consequences. And when I leave on down the road, wherever I get to, if I've got the money, if it's not depleted, it'll just get me again because law enforcement's involved in it, and people really don't give a damn about me. But I was talking about the mind control murders because I'd written a book, and I thought that was why I was having all the problems. But I found out in '83 about my kidnapping and my real name and being kidnapped from Buckingham Palace. And I'd written a book on mind control. I'd worked for doctors. I said that. And Larry Flint was shot in Lawrenceville. I say that. There's a whole list of them. And mind control is invisible, so it's hard to prove. So the ones that I've spoken about over the years were deliberately done by the agency that's helping do this to me. And you can prove them. But Larry Flint was shot. He was brought to Lawrenceville, Georgia, and I was in Marietta, Cobb County, doing the book. April Fool's Day, I had antifreeze put in me and should have died. So I'm going to leave it because it's ongoing hell. One of the doctors I wrote about, Larry McDonald, he was U.S. congressman. His plane went down later, and I was flown out to Flint's. And I'm saying that to try to show you links there. I mean, I write about the doctor and deaths at a hospital, and I get antifreeze put in me, and all hell broke loose since then. Nobody's been held accountable for anything. They still kill the messenger, me. So before I sound any more, I can't put it on a tape, and right now I don't feel good anyway. I will say that I use this one because Virginia Tech is right next to where if you call this living. I came to Roanoke because my jobs were shut down. I had no money, no clothes. I came here. I lived on the Appalachian Trail and the hikers shelters and was run from those. And starved, and people don't want to get involved. I mean, you should watch TV that I have to watch, knowing WDBJ 7, 10 here, 13, Huntsville, Atlanta. The media, local and all of them know it. But then the NBC and CBS and all of them are housed in Rockefeller Plaza. Very people that kidnapped me. So anyway, the mind control murders, the Virginia Tech shootings, April the 16th of '07 was one of the mind control murders that can be proven. Now there was a list over there. The Fort Hood shooter, he finished college at Blacksburg, and that's not the only link in the patterns and names. But he was a psychiatrist, and he was born right here in Benton, Roanoke, and he was a Fort Hood shooter. And it was programming used. Now I want to go to the last ones that I didn't get on the other video because I have to give background, and you can tell by my voice and my head the horrible how I feel, what it's done to me. And I have to leave, and there my money's gone. I just bought groceries. And this goes on and on and on, and nobody, the law doesn't work for me. They're not going to have to pay for their crimes, so they don't have a conscience. When you can do that, you have no conscience whatsoever, and you're not a psychopath. You do it because you choose. You had options. But one of the murders recently was the Alexis Murphy, and Randy Taylor, her body was never found, but Randy Taylor was tried and convicted for it. They never, I said that they haven't found her body. But then that murder is directly connected to the Morgan Harrington, and she was abducted from Charlottesville at a Metallica concert, and her father is a psychiatrist. And she is a student at Virginia Tech, though. But then the one that links it to Morgan Harrington and Alexis, those three murders, Hannah Graham, she's English, and she was a student there, and she was abducted, and they found her body. It was horrible. But anyway, her the DNA and everything linked back to Matthew. His last name is Matthew. It's Jesse. Trying to think of his first name, middle name, but Matthew. And I'm not even going to try to go in and tell the background on the Matthew, but the link right at the moment in part of this, and there's more to it than that, is the Matthew. The person that, there's another one I was trying to think of, a direct link, but I'm a hostage here. It's who I am and who did it to me, and if it's ever told, the human rights violations, that's a joke. I never had a human right. Nothing. And they're talking about the leader of North Korea, and they're talking about taking him before a tribunal, and the three have just been released. And I'm not going to try to go back to the other. There's a couple other Matthews that fit in here. That's a link, but the one of the three that was just released from North Korea was named Matthew. So, you know, that's all I can say. I've put it on YouTube. I put it on Facebook. I've put pictures with it and back up. And one of the people I know that has taken me to get groceries and things and helped me bring them in, and he did it more as like sarcasm, like, well, maybe you don't have enough evidence to prove it. You should see what I put on YouTube and what I have. If I get an attorney, which I don't, I've had a couple, and you know what happens? They up and move, and that's the last I hear of them.